AZ Build 3433 here once again. My last video where I actually showed my collection of different alcohol stoves that I had. I think during that video I said I was going to actually do a video on this one just for fun. This is a stove that I made probably about 2 years ago, maybe even closer to 3 years ago. It's actually made from a Foster's can, a beer can. And it's made for, initially, it is made for side burner. When I did make it, I only put 8 jets in it originally. I'm not too sure what my intentions were, but I think what happened was I thought it was going to burn fairly hot. So I wanted to limit the amount of jets that it was actually going to use at the time. And subsequently, when I pulled out all my alcohol stoves that were made with beer cans or soda pop stands, and I found this one in there too. Well, I thought, maybe I would give this a test again and see. This was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. And so I did a test on it with 2 cups of water in a 12 centimeter Musa pot. And it took about 18 minutes for it to actually get up to 212. So I don't think that was my intention at the beginning, but I think it was because I was doing more camping and I thought maybe it would be a good stove to be able to use for maybe a long duration burn, because this thing ran for over 22 minutes when I had 8 jets in it the other day. Now, subsequently, yesterday I put in 16 more jets, approximately about in the same spot that I had the other jets in. And you can see I have the markings on there yet. So what I'm going to do today is, and this is just for fun, I'm not too sure what the functionality of one of these is, other than if you look at the size, this is just a normal soda can stove, which has the same kind of characteristics as a side burner, and with the top load or top fill, and you can actually see the differential in size here is quite a bit different in size. And really, if you look at this one, the stability on this one when you put a pot on it is terrific. I mean, there's no wobble or anything else on there, and it really is good. And it probably weighs at least maybe almost 3 times what this one does. I don't know if that's really critical for me. I'm not ultralight or a Graham Weenie type backpacker. I'm mostly, if I was doing anything, it would be luxury backpacking. I do a lot of car camping. This would be good for heating up just water. If you're going to do something like, do dishes or something like that, and you wanted this to run on a fairly large size pot, this probably would work real well for that. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, and just for the fun of it, we'll do a burn test and see how well it performs now with 24 holes in it. And what I'll do is I'll set up and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back. I have 1 ounce of alcohol in the stove, 2 cups of water in my pot at 57 degrees. And let's get her lit up. All right. I have to reach across here, get her started up. Get the timer going. Burn a few hairs off my hand reaching across the camera like that. She'll calm down here quickly once some of that primer is burned off. There we go. That looks good. Let me turn the overhead lights off so we can see a little better. And one nice little thing about it, even though it's a big stove, it's not overlapping that 12 centimeter pot badly at all. I mean, it looks good underneath there. So what I'm going to do is when we start approaching the 212 mark, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll see how much time it's taken to get through our boiling point. So be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. We're right at the 200 mark, actually just rising up a little bit more. I think you can probably hear it's starting to get a little bit of a boil to it. 205, 28. Yeah, I can hear it starting to roll right now. And there we are. I'm going to turn the alarm off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this run. I want to see how long it's going to run. We're actually at the 5 minute. It was at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm going to let this run out, and I'm going to be back. I'm pretty sure I know about where it's going to stop, but I'm going to turn it off, and I want to see how long this is going to go. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back, and it sounds like it's just dying out right about now, and we're at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So it went about 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes longer than the boil time, so which isn't too bad. So again, this is just a fun experiment. I'm not too sure what the practicality of a stove of this size is, but I thought it'd be fun to see how one like this would work. I think when I pulled this out the other day, a couple weeks ago, when I was looking to bring out all the other stoves, that I was looking up on YouTube to see if there's anybody else that have made these type of stoves, and I saw about 2 or 3 other videos of people who had made some really nice ones too, and they were good. So I just thought it'd be fun to experiment with this one and see if they had any practicality to it. So I like to just show you one other thing, and I'm going to reset the camera back up again and over on my bench, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. The other day we were at Walmart, and I saw these Coke. These are Diet Coke aluminum cans. They were in a 24 flat. I didn't know they looked exactly like this because they have actually a configuration or the shape of a normal bottle, a Coke bottle. I thought it was actually straight and not had this curvature in it. But anyway, I used one of them by taking the bottom portion of a Bud Light and very similar to rolling it in on itself all the way to the bottom, this bottom portion, and then I cut off a portion of the Coke can, and actually it really kind of snapped right in. I did JB weld it, trying to look at something different, a different looking stove with a side burner here. This was basically for I was going to do it for a Foster's pot, but I got to tell you, it failed. And the reason I think it failed, and the only conclusion that I can come to, is that rolling it over on itself like I did with the Bud Light, when I tried to light this thing up, I could actually touch this. Even though this was burning slightly, it did burn for just maybe 15-20 seconds. I got a flame out of there, but I still could touch this, and I think what's happening is when I rolled it over all the way down to the bottom, I created such a mass here that it really wasn't heating up the alcohol. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try maybe doing the same thing, but only rolling the edge in and keeping the most of the portion here, just a single wall here instead of a double wall, because this double wall all the way down to the bottom here. So I think I'm going to try that, but this one did fail. That's, you know, when you're do this as a hobby, making these kind of stoves and everything else, and there's a lot of people out there that do it. You're going to have some that make it and some that don't, and this was one that didn't. But I just wanted to show you this, and maybe in the next week or two I'll get around to making one that maybe it'll work, and if I do, I'll let you know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.